Thank you very much for joining us. And welcome to another episode of the show. And of course, with me always is Mr. Lou Rod. How's it going, Lou?
I am doing well. How are you today?
I'm good. I'm good. It's been a busy period for me, but doing well. Doing well. Also, has been a busy time.
Yeah, you got what, 2 more weeks and then you're on the road again.
So it seems.
Hey, well, you're going to enjoy where you're going to next.
Yes. I should be.
Nice
I
and
should be.
warm, beach view.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's get the show on the road. We've got a lot of things to talk about. Mandalorian, Watchmen. If you're watching Watchmen,
Yo, I'm confused as all hell.
I will help you out with that. Joker has finally hit 1 billion. He's past the Dark Knight, and some release the Snyder Cut stuff as well.
You, Something I heard today kind of makes sense. It is 2 years since it came out to the exact date.
Yesterday was years exact day. Yeah,
So it kind of makes sense that everybody, release the Snyder Cut. If they do it, great. If they don't care.
I do care, especially after all the stuff that Snyder has released. Today, the stunt and PR team released a video of their stunt reel. A lot of those fight scenes did not look like anything in the movie.
Nothing in the movie looked good.
Yeah, so I mean, like, look, you put it this way. Look, everybody jumped into the release of Snyder Cut conversation yesterday, except Henry Cavill. He's the only one who hasn't said anything at all.
Because he might want that Superman gig back, so he might not want to say nothing to ruin it.
Well, Wonder Woman said it. Aquaman said it. Cyborg, who doesn't even have a thing, said it.
But you know what? I could care less for Cyborg. Cyborg could go pew pew. He could go away.
Nah.
Nothing against the actor, because let's be real.
They did him wrong.
This movie, he hasn't been in shit.
Yeah, because they did him wrong. They did him absolutely wrong in that movie. They cut out all his scenes, and then they gave us like some crap. I mean, Snyder released a photo of Cyborg defending his dad against what do you call it again? Steppenwolf in Star Labs. Not that scene that we got in, there's no scene like that in the movie.
There ain't. I'm trying to think.
Exactly.
Oh God.
see, this is why.
I'm not mad at Zach. I'm not. This is all Hiroshima and all them other idiots up there that did the debauchery.
Yeah. I mean, my thinking, like I said before, is that this will come out on HBO Max. What's going to happen? It's not going to come out on May 20th. The trailer is going to drop then for people to sign up, and then and then later on it will drop.
That's what's going to be the big draw. You drop that trailer coming so and so days.
No, yeah, just say June.
Because let's be real, what really led everybody to subscribe to Disney Plus? Not all the shows that are announced coming next year and the following. It's The Mandalorian.
No, I disagree. I absolutely disagree. I disagree. Speaking of Disney Plus, Disney announced that they had 10 million new subscribers over the weekend.
And they had a data breach.
Yeah, and they'll say it. Yeah, but that 10 million is not Mandalorian fans. That 10 million is people with kids. I can almost guarantee.
Perfect sense. If you got little kids, get them Disney Plus, and they'll have hours upon hours of content to watch on a daily basis.
Exactly. So that's where that audience base came from. But all right, Mandalorian. We've got 2 episodes out. If you haven't watched this, please.
Sucks for you.
Just fast forward or come back. One of the two.
I'm thoroughly enjoying it. Like, this last episode was directed by Rick Fugi. I can't pronounce it.
He was the former director of The Flash.
But the guy who directed Dope.
Yeah.
This episode, the second episode, I found Not many words were spoken, but it was all like body language that did the acting, and it was great. Baby Yoda is awesome.
Yeah, I mean, so the Mandalorian reminded me of something that I just didn't like. I've never liked with Star Wars. I don't
Western.
like no, I don't like Boba Fett and his tribe. I've never liked it. I realized that I just never liked it. I was like,
Okay, but let me ask you this.
I'll tell you why. They don't impress me. Don't now. Let me get this straight for anyone's watching. I actually enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. It was cool. But this is my main problem with the Mandalorians themselves, right? As much as they are these or revered bounty hunters, they don't look like it to me. They just like they're good bounty hunters. Like you know what I mean? Like let's put it this way.
Not all of them are bounty hunters.
Okay, but the ones that are
The
bounty
only
hunters,
two that are bounty hunters so far are him and Bubba Fett.
perfect.
And
Okay,
Bubba Fett, let's be real, got 11 minutes of screen time and he's idolized. I don't know why.
maybe that's my problem is that I never saw enough of him. But actually, it's never that. I think there was no dialogue from him, and again, it continues to this day. The reason I am such a big Han Solo fan is that the first time you meet Han Solo, the very first time you meet Han Solo, and granted it's Harrison Ford, but remember also Harrison Ford was starting off then anyway. It's not like he was the biggest star. Is the lines and the dialogue, you're like, man, that's a cool guy. Yeah. Simple. That was just it. Like it established who Han Solo was. Because in Star Wars, most characters have a very short amount of time to establish who they are. That's just the way Star Wars is. Some characters will come back, some characters will last longer, and things like that. But I did enjoy the episode. I thought it was a fun episode.
The only issues I'm having, they're just short.
Yeah, they're short. They're 38 minutes, and I think you know what it is. That is what I didn't like. I wish Disney had done, kind of what like Apple TV did too. First 3 episodes. Like those first 3 episodes are probably key to cementing you in. And then the next week, one episode, and the next week another episode. Like that's fine.
I
Like
mean,
give me 3 episodes. Let me get into Mandalorian. But for me, just didn't really hit as much as everybody. Now, Baby Yoda was cool. And yeah, it is not Yoda. Just
no,
put
it's
it
not
out there.
Yoda. It's just his species.
Yeah. For anybody who doesn't know, I like the robot bounty hunter. That was T.T. Waikiki.
Waika Tahiti.
Yes, sorry, the director of Thor. Apologize for butchering your name.
And he was also in Green Lantern, if you don't remember.
Yes, he was in Green Lantern, and he just finished shooting his Suicide Squad bit. So,
Oh, he finished his little bit.
yeah, he said he finished his bit.
What's going on, Eric?
So, hey, what's up, Eric? Yeah, so we know he's probably the first batch of Suicide Squad members that gets killed.
Probably, but he doesn't care.
Yeah, he's in it. He's having fun. It's all good.
But see, I like where the show is going. I understand the first season's only 8. Maybe they'll increase the episode lengths going forward, or for season 2, they didn't know how it was going to be received. Because honestly, the way episode 1 and 2 played, they could have just combined it and made it just one long episode.
That's just one episode. Like
it really is.
It just kind of annoyed me. It was 30 minutes. It should be at least minimum should be 45 minutes per episode.
Yes, dude. Give me the 40 minutes and I'm great.
Maybe that was my problem with it, was that I watched the first one, then I watched the second one, and I was like, that's it. I think that's what I was feeling. It was like,
because it just went by so quick.
Yeah, exactly. So hopefully
here's
that changes.
Another thing. If you have Disney Plus, watch Clone Wars and you'll get a better understanding of the Mandalorian culture. Because they're featured heavy.
I mean, I'm cool with the culture. I get it. I understand. Like I said, it's not the culture that is that. It's more or less being a bounty hunter and being such a badass. Even they've already described that he's the best, right? That's available right now. I still don't feel he's the best.
Well, we haven't seen him truly tested yet, neither.
You see, you got to establish that stuff quickly. That bar scene,
That was nice.
that was not nice enough for me. No, no. Because he fought like measly people, right? I mean, like he should have fought like a loudmouth bounty hunter that was.
So what?
That was
You would have liked him to try his odds against the 4 stormtroopers in the office?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Basically, because I was thinking, I was like, is he better than Boba Fett clones, right? Because those are clones; those are not regular people.
Mm-hmm.
Is
But
he
they can't
better?
hit for shit.
Yeah, they can't. But I'm just saying, how would he take on it clones? And does he take off the mask of one and go like, oh snap?
Actually, I don't think
He would know. He would know.
would he
He
or
would
would he
know of
not?
him. He would know of him.
Maybe know of him, but
Yes, he would. He should.
Django was exiled. If he was a Mandalorian, he might have not been. He liked the armor, and that's why he wore it. I don't remember how it was broken down.
So Boba is a Mandalorian.
I don't think so. Bubba's not. Bubba's a clone.
Boba Fett?
Bubba Fett is a clone of the father. He
Of
made
of
him
Django,
a
yeah.
child,
Yeah.
so he got to grow.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
you get a
Django.
little bit of his backstory in Clone Wars, but not really a lot.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Fair enough. Fair. But at least it's just something like, you know what I mean? Like this is why I always have problems with Star Wars. Remember how we talked about Rogue One? I said Donnie Yen cannot face anyone else other than Darth Vader. Because for me, it's just a waste of talent and somebody who's force sensitive, right? And they just blasted him out there. I was like, I don't
Because he's
get
not
him.
force sensitive.
Oh, whatever it was, but he's a bloody.
He believed in the force, but he wasn't truly force sensitive.
Then give him somebody to fight. You don't get a martial artist who's a good actor and can fight for him to go be blasted out there.
In the final, and well, you got Ip Man 4 coming.
I know I got Ip Man 4 coming, but come on. You understand how my thinking is. I'm like, to me, what would have been cool is if he was the last one who fought against Darth Vader for a little bit. And then, where Vader was like, because, look, Vader before Vader force chokes you or does something, right? If he knows that you are strong enough, he will fight you.
The problem with that was Vader was on a ship.
I get it. I get it. I'm just saying that there was just so much where like there's a reason why I don't like that movie. And I told you when Vader showed up, I was like, thank God, because at this point I didn't care about the characters. That's what. It's not like it's a bad movie. Don't get me wrong. Not like it was badly shot or anything.
It's hard to care for people that were going to die. Because
exactly.
They were going to die. There was no ifs, ands, or buts. They were all going to die.
No. See, that's not even true. People used to say that though. But here's the thing: we know you're going to die, but should I care? Like, give me stories that care. AKA, I mean, like, think of it almost like Suicide Squad, right? The first movie, yes, people can call it garbage, whatever you want. But if they told you that they were going to kill Captain Boomerang at the end of that movie and you saw Captain Boomerang, wouldn't you be pissed already halfway through? You're like, this guy can't die. No, come on.
Not him.
Exactly. See, that's what I mean. Because they already told you he has a possibility of dying. There's a bomb in his neck already. Only person we know who's not going to die is Will Smith and Margot Robbie. But they still give us fucking good performances. So we had two characters that we know, okay, you're not dying.
Well, how about if I told you K2SO and Cassian Andor are coming back? You could see them on Disney Plus before the events of Rogue One.
I could care less. I could care less. That's the reason why. But if you're gonna watch Mandalorian, I say my suggestion is watch them in batches, maybe 2-episode batches, 3-episode batches or something, because it's short. It's 38 minutes, 35 minutes.
The first one was 38. The second one was 30. Who knows what the third one is going to be on Friday?
But it's going to be around that.
Every Friday.
It's going to be every Friday. It's going to be 30-something minutes. So look at it from that perspective. I say batch your Mandalorian. Heck, you might as well wait and binge the whole season. because it's very short. It's a 30-something minute show for 8 episodes. So Christmas
And they're
Day, you could
taking
watch.
1 week off.
Yeah. So
That's
Christmas
the
Day,
week of episode 9.
yeah. So you could watch the Christmas Day and just like catch up,
Enjoy it.
enjoy the whole thing. So far, it's been good. All right, let's talk some Watchmen. Watchmen, you started. What episode are you on?
I'm caught up.
Okay. Again, if you've not watched Watchmen and you want to catch up or you don't know, you want to be spoiled, come back, go watch the episode, that kind of fun stuff. Where are you? What's percolating in your mind?
Who is the weird Asian woman?
Lady True?
Ozymandias, whatever the hell they call him.
Ozymandias, yeah.
That dude is batshit crazy. Like, he ties a rope to him. He gets flung up into the clouds and ends up on a planet or the moon.
No, so do you not understand?
It's like, what the? I don't know what it. Man.
Okay. All right. Let me back up some of your questions and answers. So episode 5, we find out first of all, Looking Glass. Looking Glass
is a traitor.
No, they used him and he fell for it heavily because his mind was blown. Think about where it started from the episode when he was younger, right? He was Jehovah's Witness. He goes to New York City. Basically,
New Jersey.
New Jersey. He was in Hoboken, which is across the way right there. He goes to Hoboken to go preach the gospel. This was basically the day before the attack in Watchmen. Either the movie or the comic book. I mean, this one's titled comic book, but the events happen at the same time. Different type of events, but they happen at the same time. And then this girl seduces him, takes him into the House of Mirrors, takes off his clothes, and then runs off with it. He should be happy she saved his life. That's the first thing. The girl saved his life.
In essence.
Yeah. But that's when the alien squid, I'm glad they showed it, was dropped into New York City. And then he finds out that this was all a hoax by Ozymandias. And Ozymandias and the US government has played into that hoax, basically using teleportation devices to drop squids on a timely basis around the US. So the squid rains that you see in episode 1 or 2 is to keep the peace going. Because he predicted that Robert Redford would be president, because you don't need a wartime president, aka Nixon, when everybody's trying to find out what's going on. The aliens attacking it. The world wants to come together.
How the hell did he get that humongous squid?
So in the comic,
what ocean do we have that humongous squid?
So in the comic books and in the movie, Ozymandias has a giant tiger that has pointy ears. You saw the dogs that have ears like that. He basically spliced his tiger. He's a very smart dude. That's why they call him the smartest man in the world. His tiger. So he got a bunch of scientists, right? And he actually took the brain of some guy who believed to have psychic abilities. The guy did have psychic abilities, but not that much. So they took his brain, they reverse engineered it, and they genetically created a squid that's huge. And basically just said, we're going to drop this giant squid that has psychic powers that will kill off 3 million people in New York City.
Go figure.
See, like this is why I love DC Comics for one thing. That's the amount of people that would die if something happens. Like, because New York is about 10, 11 million. So you're going to kill. He wanted to show such a disaster so that the whole world will come together. Because, the Russians would be like, oh, okay, forget this. Like, we need to, they could attack us next time. So the US government is dropping squids around the world just so that it basically keeps the peace altogether. So Looking Glass has basically gone like, my whole world
has been shattered.
Exactly. So you can see why he kind of betrayed Sister Night, right? And then, on that storyline. Now, when it comes to Ozymandias, Ozymandias is not batshit crazy. He's just very, very egotistical, and I'll tell you why.
My dude took babies out of water. Where the hell did those come from? And put them in some machine and they become full-fledged adults.
Okay, do you know who made that place?
Nope.
So that place, the gamekeeper, the guy who pulled him back, he's also one of the clones as well. If you look closely, he is. The gamekeeper, he told the gamekeeper, said, "Your God has forgotten you," And he said, "Yes, you're right. He has forgotten us, and we must move without him." He is Dr. Manhattan. Because Dr. Manhattan in the comic books left to go create life on his own. And he created life there. Now, here's the part. How did he get here? Because he said he thought this was a paradise. So was it Dr. Manhattan who put in there? I don't think so. I think it was Lady True. Lady True, because Lady True bought his company, right? Mm-hmm. And everybody now, look, this teleportation technology exists, not for everybody like the regular people, but I'm sure Lady True has that tech. I mean, the person who made that tech was him. He basically made the tech from watching Dr. Manhattan as he teleports and basically just reverse engineered the thing. So she probably told him, "I've got a place where you go that will be exciting and this and that, but you have to follow the rules in there." And she dropped him in there. Now he's trying to escape.
Here's a theory. This was brought by one of our viewers, Izzy. He goes, he's a clone. It's not in the chat. This was something that me and him discussed in private. He goes, he's a clone, and Dr. Manhattan has him locked away somewhere else.
No, he's not a clone.
I just find him back crazy.
I say he's not a clone because also the events of what he's going through is in years. While we are going, so the stuff that's happening in Tulsa, Oklahoma is current time. So each year they kept on blowing a candle. Remember, he's a jolly good friend. 1 candle, 2 candle. Okay? He's been there for 7 years.
Okay, that makes a little more sense.
Because remember when Lady True in episode 4, with the FBI agent who was basically former Silk Spectre from the movie, she's like, "Why did you make this statue of him? He looks like crap." And she's like, "We revere our elders." He's like, he looks old. And she goes, "He is old," meaning he's not dead. So she was saying that because she knows where he is. But the question is,
was that the same episode where Sister Knight was running after the weird-looking man in Spandex?
Yeah, do you know who that guy is?
What?
Lube Man, right? That's what they could even call him on the web. So I think with like a lot of people do is Lube Man is PD, FBI PD, because PD knows the history of every hero.
Oh, that would make sense.
Yeah,
in a way.
The build is the same. The Slender build is the same. PD, like the HBO has a PD encyclopedia page where he has all the dossiers of every hero in the Watchmen universe, that kind of stuff. And I like the fact that what's her name, Silk Spectre, they made her more hardcore, and she's more like her dad, the comedian, than her mom. Because
episode 3 was funny.
Wow. Is the one she was telling the joke about God?
That joke, and then when she had her little briefcase, that thing was wild. Then she went to PD instead.
Mm-hmm. She's like, no, we're going to PD.
And then the car flies out of the air out of nowhere. I'm like, what the fuck? Oh, this show is trippy.
So here's the thing about I wanted to talk about Watchmen. Like going back to all the first 2 episodes where a lot of the fanboys were like, it's the show's trying to become too woke. Get into all this stuff, and I'm going, you people don't understand the world of Watchmen. Like some people were joking that Robert Redford, the president, in the comic book, it was suggested that Robert Redford was running for president. So they just took the storyline and they go, who is Robert Redford? I mean, he's more liberal, so he's going to be a liberal president. which is why anytime there's a movie or like that TV show that's happening in the Minutemen
Designated.
TV show, yeah, something minute
Oh,
TV show.
the Minutemen show.
Yeah, before the show happened, there was that long whole thing of there's excessive violence, there's this, there's this, there's this, there's this, there's this, there's like it was you saw it go through various scenes. People didn't, I'm sure some people didn't catch it, but you know how like on you watch HBO will say this movie's rated R and it's that's it done, right? There was like a good 30-second space of telling you that this movie represents this kind of violence, that kind of violence, this kind of this, because it's now a liberal, very liberal geared society.
Yo, Looking Glass. I don't know what the hell he was watching and why he was watching what he was watching in episode 5.
That was the Minutemen show, because in the comic book, that hero was everybody thought he was gay and also racist at the same time. So there was that. Now, what about the reveal about the senator? Hey, what's up, tech guy?
The senator reveal. Okay.
It wasn't as big. It wasn't as big. I agree.
To me, it was like, okay, no biggie.
We kind of knew.
He kind of seemed like a dick.
Yeah.
Dude, this seems like one of those shows that will play so much better in a binge.
I mean, for a lot of other users, yes. I mean, for people like me who've read the book, like, no, you don't. We come back and binge just to find out small details that are tied to the books that we know. That's not necessarily the story where you go like, oh, okay, there's this and that. The show has, like even episode 4 when she went to the Clarks, like that was like a Superman homage, right? Almost. Remember the family is called the Clarks. They have no kids. She brings a kid that she genetically engineered from their 2 cells and gives to them. And then something lands from space. We don't know what that is yet.
I don't know. I want to know.
Although what I'm thinking landed from space is most likely Ozymandias.
So everybody thinks back on the land.
Everybody thinks no. So Ozymandias is on. He's so where he is one of the moons of Jupiter.
He's not on Earth?
No. That's why I say that he was
not. Episode 1 said in Wales. Or is that just to make us think he's on Wales?
No.
Wales, but he's somewhere else.
Just remind me, I said that place, those clones were made by, I think, at least remember, the clone said, our God, he left us, which means that whole place was made by Dr. Manhattan.
Because that is strange how he goes through the clouds and
then he shows
up on a planet and he's walking and
you see the big planet.
You see Jupiter.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck? He just, how? And then he writes "save me" with all the dead corpse.
Yeah, no. So everything he did looked crazy, right? When
he looks like a nutcase.
Yeah, but you think about it, he was like, "Look, these are clones. I need something to write that they can see."
So he sent dead bodies up into space.
Yeah, because he can't etch it on ice. That's literally ice rock he's walking around on, right? There's no way he's going to have time to chisel this for the satellite to come by and everything. So he's like, look, he thinks he's a very smart guy, but it looks like at certain times it looks like he's crazy. But in reality, all he was doing was he was amassing the bodies so he can actually put it out there, so he can actually spell "save me." So when the satellite comes by, that comes in for it.
Okay, like the satellite's going to send someone to save him.
Whoever's watching, he knows who that satellite is. It's not like he doesn't know where that is. That's the thing, is that he came here on his own will, and he was promised a paradise.
Well, at first it was a paradise.
Yeah. But I think for him, because he just doesn't want to just stay there and do nothing, like he can't, he's like, I need to get out of here.
Jeremy Irons is the perfect man for this role.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's such an interesting mix. Now, what's going to be interesting is how does her grandfather, Sister Knight's grandfather, play in because we're going to experience his memories next week.
Dude, I want to know what this big reveal is going to be in 3 days.
Yeah. So we're going to see his memories next week. And we're going to also see him when he was a cop in the 40s, which is when the Watchmen were around.
It's going to be interesting. I don't see the political aspect that everybody was complaining about.
No, there's none. I mean, the thing is that most people who said they were fans of the comic books never really read the comic books, never understood the comic books as well. So even if you look at the way the senator talked about, the 7th Cavalry, he's like, those racist bastards, got to keep them in line. He's like, my judge was doing it on the other side with the cops. He's like, we just were playing this game. Because they were doing their own mini version of what Ozymandias did to the world, which was, Ozymandias dropped a squid and everybody now started playing nice. And they were doing their own mini version of it. So you got to look at it from that perspective. Now, the other thing is Lady True's daughter. Is that a clone of her?
That's what I was thinking.
Or some people was thinking it's a clone of her mother. Because some people, the dream she had about walking, her feet hurt. It was in Vietnam. Reminds you of Vietnam in the 70s when the Watchmen went there, the comedian, and what's his name, Dr. Manhattan. So, and there's a scene in the movie and also in the comic book where this Vietnamese woman comes and says she's pregnant. To what's his name? A comedian shoots her in the belly.
Damn, that's fucked up.
The guy was off completely. Shoots in the belly, and Dr. Manhattan was just kind of looked like, he just has this very blank stare. He's like, dude, you didn't even care, man. You're out of touch. And the comedian didn't care. Comedian just knew he could get away with it. See, that was even the difference. Like, it's a very subtle difference people didn't get. Like, you look at it, you go, the comedian's a bastard. You're like, he is, but he's a bastard because he knows he can get away with it. If he couldn't get away, like if he knew Dr. Manhattan would vaporize him right there, he wouldn't do it at all, right? He just wouldn't even try. But he was like, dude, you don't even care. He's like, well, we're all atoms anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
I don't know. Wow.
So yeah, I mean, it's be interesting to see how it pans out. But to me, I'm loving the show. I'm loving how they've played it out. And all the characters in there. And the funny thing is that you almost feel like they all have superpowers, but they don't in this series. Like even Looking Glass, right? I'm curious
to see what's going to happen to him next week.
Yeah, I know, right? I know.
That ending, the clan members rolled up on him.
That's why you don't make deals with the devil. You don't make deals with the devil. Maybe he runs to his bunker.
I think he could take him. As long as he has a gun in the house, he should be able to take him.
I don't know. The way he walked into that place,
he walked a little. He was a little disorientated with all this whole little squid scenario.
I think
shit blew my mind.
I think what's his name? Like if that was Sister Knight. So here's the trick part though. Sister Knight, when they showed the scene when the clan members came to her house. She killed one.
Episodes back.
Yeah, but hear me out. She killed one. The other one shot her, and then another one came, and then she passed out. And then she wakes up in the hospital, right? Who killed that guy?
Maybe the husband?
She says she doesn't know. I still think it's the husband. You're right. But I think there's something up with the husband.
Maybe he was a hero and he doesn't want to be a hero.
So there's a lot of rumors to say, look, the husband is Dr. Manhattan. Because here's the thing you notice in every episode. Somebody will mention something of Dr. Manhattan maybe Dr. Manhattan does this. And they're like, Dr. Manhattan can't do that. He can't change his skin color. Right? That was one. There's one like Dr. Manhattan can
he has a fake image up in Mars.
Like they said so many things. So I heard the rumor and I was like, I kind of buy into that the husband is Dr. Manhattan.
We will see.
And he decided to experience, he created life. He's actually experienced life with a family. Remember, they don't have kids of their own, by the way. Very important. The kids that they have are
tragedy.
Yeah, are her partner's kids, from the Force, and she's raised them as her own. None of those kids are hers or his. So, and again,
I don't get why they go to the closet to do their thing.
I don't get it either. I mean, it's a fun, weird thing, but it doesn't matter. But the thing here is this, though, is remember how he told the kids about heaven, going to heaven? Like, Judd's not going to heaven. He's like, you are nothing. You go from nothing. That was so Dr. Manhattan.
But it's so true.
It's not factually true.
Oh, but regardless, who's to say we go to heaven or hell? No one will ever know that answer.
Exactly.
But the way he made that, dude, I was like, I could get behind that.
No, because he's actually incorrect. Because we do at least go into our molecules, right? Our molecules degrade and we get into this, and our matter is converted to another form of matter. So he didn't even go the scientific route, which is correct. He just went like there's nothing. There's like,
you come from nowhere, you go back to nowhere. Bam, baby.
Yeah. So everybody was like, yeah, Tech Guy's like, he loves that theory. I agree. I mean, like, I think he is, because also here's the thing I think why it matches. So Dr. Manhattan is coming back this season. We know that because we saw a clip of his hand in one of the trailers. A blue hand in one of the trailers. But here's the thing. Do you get the actor from the movie? Because right now, even the scene when they showed Ozymandias, in the video, in the DVD tape, right? They could have used the actor from the movie. They went with just a younger, CGI younger face of, what's his name? Jeremy Irons.
Jeremy Irons.
So which means they're not using anybody from the movies. Now, the actor for Dr. Manhattan from the movies will gladly jump in to do it, but I think it's going to be Yahya. In terms of physical build, like Yahya is in shape. He's been doing action movies. He's got the shape. And remember, Silk Spectre, every time she talks to Sister Night, always talks about her husband. Now, your husband's good looking. She always says that. It's almost like it reminds her of Dr. Manhattan all the time. So I think that's going to be it. I think that's the reveal at the end. That's going to just
twist. So he's just going to turn blue and be like, I'm back, bitches.
Yeah, it's going to be like, yeah, I've been watching for a while, and okay. It all depends. And again, we'd like to know what Lady True and Will, a.k.a. Grandpa.
Grandpa, not me. It's just like, dude, this show's got another Westworld going on here.
And then Grandpa definitely killed Judd, a.k.a. police chief.
You think so?
Grandpa is strong enough. Take a few of those memory pills. Remember some skills. Get up. Because we see a clip of Judd talking to somebody in the preview when the lights are flashing in his face, and he said something. I just can't remember the line. So you're right. It is like Westworld, but it's a show because
so many plots going on at the same time where they all come to an ending at the end of the damn season.
The funny thing about it is, like I said, I heard people who said the show had poor writing. They didn't understand. To me, it's you just not paying attention, and also they still answer your questions as each episode goes. Just they give you more questions to look at. Dr. Manhattan, that's why he does it in the closet, man. He wants to just have that sugar all by himself.
I guess so. Because, I mean, hey.
But he does come up very cold and calm. Anytime he answers questions to anyone.
Did Dr. Manhattan not like to lie?
He couldn't. He was very... Yeah.
Yaya's lying. He lied to the lady.
No. He said he excluded that fact. He didn't lie.
Well, he lied.
No, exclusion is not a lie. A lie of omission is what people say, but to me, I don't consider it a lie because you just didn't ask me that.
If you don't ask a straightforward answer, you don't get a straightforward answer.
I mean, I have to go back and check with the comics, but I don't think I think Dr. Manhattan just liked to not that he didn't like to lie, but he always was stated as is. It's like this is what it is, type of thing, you know. So it could be. So there are a lot of things that could happen. You know, we'll see. Speaking of other DC, we mentioned Joker. Joker's at officially a billion.
Join the billion club.
Billion club.
Most profitable movie ever.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, this week's box office is sad.
So that brings me to this week's box office, and I was looking at a couple of channels they were talking about. I mean, Ford and Ferrari was going to make that 30 million. That's what I expected it to make. I didn't expect it to be too big, but I'm happy that movie did well because it looks like it was a good movie, just in general. Like it was a good movie to watch. Midway, I knew it was going to come down because even though it was around Veterans Day's weekend, it's kind of like Midway actually would have been better in Memorial Day weekend, like early in the year, to me.
Dude, the fact that Terminator Dark Fate came in second with 8 million this week, which again, it was a good movie.
So here's the theory. I think Disney Plus played an effect to it to some degree. I think a lot of people were streaming content. There was content on Disney Plus. There's a lot of stuff to watch right now, right? So you've got a lot.
Gargoyles, Darkwing Duck.
Yeah, you've got a lot of stuff that you can watch. So I think that plays into it. The other thing I think that really caused this weekend's drought was also the fact that Charlie's Angels just was not, you know, even though the reviews were being like it's an okay movie, and I was watching the Collider, you know, people, and they were talking about it. And the one thing I wish I could have joined that panel to them is, you know, the director has come out and said, you know, as blame
Banks.
Yeah, she said men and all that kind of stuff. And I would love to jump in and say, look, here's the problem with Charlie's Angels. Like, I watched the show growing up as a kid. Then I also watched the first movie with what's her name again?
Cameron Diaz,
Lucy Liu, and all that. The second movie was not that good. The first movie was fun. I agree. Second movie, I was like, I watched it too, but I was like, they just kind of lost me there. Then I see the trailer for this one, and it kind of, I just went mentally. I went, this is not Charlie's Angels. This is Charlie's Pops or Young Girls. This is like, it's not. I didn't see grown women. That's just my own thing. Like when I watch Charlie's, like if I look at all the Charlie's Angels that I've watched from TV show to the first one, and I compare these ones, I just see pups. So I can't even believe them. No, I mean like visually, like imagine, look, if this was a sequel with the original one with Cameron Diaz, I probably would have watched that.
No,
I'm just saying that just them showing up in the trailer, if it was them, just visually alone. Now, granted, again, trailer didn't look exciting. There was nothing there that popped. But number one, your cast is always important.
it doesn't look like a bad movie. I'll watch it when it's released on home video.
For me, no. For me,
Digital now, but
yeah.
I had no interest to want to spend my $10 to go see this. I had the opportunity last week to go, but
Screening
things fell through.
No, I mean it's not to me. To me, it was not even that. Like there was nothing in the trailer that said, "Oh, this is Charlie's Angels." Like there was nothing. None of this. Like I'll put it this way: mentally, I could not see them completing the mission. And this is not. And some people may watch this. This is not a sexist tone or anything. It's the fact that, look, when you look at Charlie's Angels after you've made a movie like what's the one with Charlize Theron again? Where she was a spy. Atomic Blonde came out. Who would I call? If I'm in trouble, which one of the two groups are I call between those two? Atomic Blonde.
Yeah.
Simple. That literally is it. It did not convince me to just say like, oh, okay. Like, because here's the thing about action movies, right? Whether it's made for men or women or whatever you want to put it, you have to have convincing characters. There's a reason why, like, what's her name again? As Tomb Raider. Even though the movie,
Vikander or Angelina?
Angelina, even the first Angelina one, like, yeah, the movie was not that good. The movie wasn't good, but Angelina was
But
believable in
Angelina
all of it.
sells herself in mostly all her movies.
Yeah, she does. I mean, that's the thing. It's believable. You're like, even her movie Salt, where she was really thin in that movie. That was the only thing that was like, okay, Angelina, come on, like, please, next time, let's not look like we're hungry. That's all. I'm just asking you. I believe you in the role, but I
Or
don't.
even in Wanted, or was it Wanted?
Yeah,
The
yeah. Wanted.
curve, the
Come on,
bullet.
yeah. I mean, that's the thing that I think was missing from this movie, because if you had characters, imagine this, you had characters believable, right? And maybe, yes, to me, a better trailer, a better set of trailers, right? You would have gone like, okay, that looks interesting. The problem is, I don't think a lot of people went, that looks interesting.
It didn't.
Yeah.
Like, look, tech guy. It looked like it could be a fun, but the trailers were trash. The
Thank you.
trailer, if the trailer don't grab you, why would I want to go and see this movie?
Yeah, that was the thing. And I think that's where it just kind of fell. And I was like, come on,
That's probably a movie you would have probably enjoyed with your lady friend.
No, I would have gone by myself. Like I said, I loved Charlie's Angels growing up. It does not matter. Like, that's the thing. Like, they lost me. I'm one of the people who watched the original. You know what I mean? Like, I'm one of the people who, when they made the new one, I mean, the first set of movies, I was like, cool. Like, I'm there. The only person that at first I didn't believe was what's her name? She's always in the Andy Sandler movies. It was Lucy Liu, Cameron
Drew
Diaz.
Barrymore.
I didn't buy into Drew Barrymore, but when I watched the movie, I was like, okay, all right, cool. Like, it's good. And I think that was the thing. Eric says that was the thing. I saw the trailer and I'm like, okay, wait. Yeah. So, they need to learn from that. Like, they need to understand.
They need to learn from Ghostbusters, Paul Feig's movie or Paul Feig's movie, the all cast Ghostbusters, where they tried to pin it on us as a sexist thing. The best part of that movie was literally Chris Hemsworth.
I didn't find him funny at all.
Oh, I found him hilarious.
I see. Here's I don't like when you write characters that way. It doesn't matter male or female. You cannot have one sex dumber than the other to make a good movie. Doesn't matter. Like, I don't find it funny at all. Like, if you've got a funny guy or a smart guy and the dumb woman, you're like, come on, you like, really? This is the person you want to go chase? Or the same, vice versa. To me, it makes a bad writing. It means you cannot solve the problem of you having 5 smart characters. So to me, that's just bad writing altogether. I mean that movie had so many problems. It wasn't funny. It wasn't Ghostbusters. It didn't feel like it. And yeah, there's a lot of blame thrown around, but it just wasn't a good movie.
But in other news, Titan season 3 is coming.
Yeah.
Witcher season 2 is already greenlit before the first even airs.
Mm-hmm.
We got a wonderful Expanse trailer today where the best line in the whole trailer was, "We're gonna get bloody here soon. We could get bloody right now."
I got time.
That was like
that's
line, so Amos.
That line, if I'm not mistaken, is straight from the novel. I couldn't even finish that. I started it. I'm like, nope. I believe he's talking about Ghostbusters, Eric, right? Yeah, no, Expanse. So they've made changes from the books, or from the trailers, I can tell.
Well, obviously, you're gonna know they're gonna make changes. Probably the condenser story, or
yeah. They made changes, and
it looks so good.
And there's gonna be some more changes. Oof. There's something that I'm waiting for the next book to come out next year.
This is why I didn't want to read the books, because I didn't
caught up. No, you'll be fine, because the changes they're making is gonna start going like this. It's gonna be the same. A lot of circumstances that will be similar, but there's so many changes now that it's literally going this way. But hopefully the overarching circumstances are still the same, because some things happen that, like, literally just, so you think opening the gates changes, mankind. Now you can go to different stars and things like that. Mm-mm. Something else is going to happen that literally just changes the whole dynamics of everything completely. Yeah, it's look, I'm excited. I saw this trailer. I was like, I was already there. But you know what? Like I'm already in. I'm ready to go. Says I can't wait. I'm trying to finish the books right now. It was one of my favorite shows, The Expanse. What book are you on, Eric? But yeah, no, that the show is. I'm glad that Amazon picked it up. I'm glad that they've got 2 seasons already because they already greenlit the next season as well.
Oh, but that was a given.
So I'm glad that that's happening.
Let me see.
Anything else we missed out?
We got the Sonic trailer last week.
Oh yeah, and that you know what? When you change the character design, recut that trailer a bit, that looked much more entertaining. I was like, you know what? I could just casually see this.
My son was like, "Yo, I can't wait for this movie. I didn't know this movie was coming."
You see, it's good he didn't see the first trailer.
He's like, he didn't even know the movie was coming. He's a massive Sonic fan. There's characters I didn't even know about. Silver, Shadow, Moon.
Oh yeah, Silver
he's
Sonic, like, Metal Sonic.
He's like, oh, I can't. Oh, dude, if this movie does well, you think we'll get Tails in the second one? I'm like, that will be a given. If this movie does what they hope it can do, they'll bring in a few more characters and flesh it out more.
Oh yeah, I mean, look, he's on book 6. Okay, all right, you still got a way to go. Yeah, what is book 6? Tell me the title of book 6. I can't remember. Shit. But the Sonic trailer. I watched it. I was like, yeah, I like this. So hey, more power to them that they listened. Instead of losing money, like some of these movies are losing money, they're most likely to make money next year. So
it's good, dude. I'll go watch it. It looks entertaining. One of my other buddies, he's like, he doesn't like Dr. Robotnik
because he's not chubby.
Well, maybe he starts to get chubbier. Who knows? Yeah. I found Jim Carrey's portrayal of Dr. Robotnik hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, like it's more like Jim Carrey, not because Dr. Robotnik really doesn't have a character arc in the
game. He just sends things at you.
Sends things and he fires. Right?
It's some weird ass machine trying to always beat you.
Yeah. So, Jim Carrey's portrayal was like, I was like, okay, all right, that's cool.
He's back to his quirky self.
Yeah. It was good. It was good to see. So I started watching Arrow. I kind of like the season a bit.
Babylon's Ash.
Oh Jesus! Oh my God! I have to remember what happened in Babylon's Ash. Anyway, we'll get to that.
Arrow season 8. He's on episode God who knows what. The fighting sucks. The story is mediocre. I don't care for these shows on CW no more.
Yeah, I don't. But here's the thing about Arrow season 8 that is pissing me off.
Bring it. He can't fight for shit no more.
No, they've already messed that up. So we knew that's like 3 seasons ago. That's not a problem. Here's what I like about it and why they messed it up. Imagine Arrow. What's Arrow's mission this season? To get all the elements ready for Crisis.
And he's questioning that now.
See, that's the CW-ness in there. If you had made this Arrow season 8 and say it was on DC Universe or HBO Max, it would be, yes, he's questioning, but he's got to do it. You know what I mean? Like, there's always going to be the question there. Because think about it, even like Titans, right? I haven't watched season 2 yet, but season 1, there's questions.
Season 2 is one big character arc. Like,
yeah, I know.
Character development.
But even season 1, there's questions, but he's doing what he has to do. It's the CW drama that they always throw in. Like, that's the part that I know because I was watching it yesterday, and my girl was like, "Wait, you watching the Arrow?" I was like, "I'm just trying to finish this up." Because she was doing work. She's like, okay. It's like, so what? Wait. Why am I seeing his? She's like, why am I seeing his mom again? I'm like, another Earth 2, right? Earth 2, right? So I'm like, okay, I like where this is going. I was like, if you keep Arrow on the run instead of Team Arrow, And if you give him, and fine, even if he builds a team that way,
You
it makes
sprinkle
more.
a member here, a member there, just to get them in, so they got
And
the time
I, and I
side
was,
by
I
side.
liked the first episode. Diggle came with him. I was like, okay, cool, I get it. Diggle will always come be his backup because that's the main guy who's always been his backup. And I'm like, oh, no, but I'm like, it's cool. And again, remember, Diggle doesn't ask too many questions.
He just fights.
Yeah, which is fine because Diggle's like, all right, are we doing this? Do you need my help? You don't need my help. I'm still gonna come back anyway. That's cool. That's your boy. That's what your boy is supposed to do. But then it just starts getting like by the time we stopped it to watch C, she's like, oh, thank God, man, I can't do all that melodrama. I was like, I've built like a filter in my head, just trying to like cut it off.
Dude, it's just, oh my God. You're caught up with Arrow?
No, I'm not. I think I'm episode 3.
Oh, because it's like the ending of episode 4. It's just mind boggling, and I'm like, oh, I can't take this shit much longer. I just want to get to this crisis, watch this stupid foolishness, and then be done with this whole fucking network.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm only watching Arrow and Flash, because they're the ones with the main storyline for the crisis.
Oh, so this is a Flash one too.
Yes, they're sprinkled. It's always towards the end of the Flash, where Arrow is sprinkled throughout the whole episode.
It's the whole episode pretty much with
Mhm.
side quests that keep going on. And then I'm sorry, I'm tired of them showing me the future kids, the future. Just
Don't
terrible.
worry, bro. You're gonna have fun with them in episode 4.
Tech guy says they're taking all day with this Nightwing shit.
It's the truth. It's like, I get it. You probably had to psychologically break Robin for him to rebuild himself up. But we finally get there, man. Next episode.
No, I mean, they actually are taking the arc of the comic book. It took a lot for him to leave. It really, but you gotta, I would say, look at it this way. It is hard for you to get out of the shadow of Batman. Like
You
only
might
one.
enjoy this, though. In episode 11, it's in his like a hallucination sequence, but he's sparring with Bruce Wayne, and Bruce Wayne is handing him an ass whooping.
Yeah, I mean that's just what it is. So you just gotta look at it this way. It's like, it's just gonna be difficult for him to leave the person who is literally the best at what he does, what they all do. Like, think about it. Like, I saw one trailer for Titans 2. I was like, oh, this is such a good trailer. It was Deathstroke, and he was just talking about how like he told them.
Oh, it was a Deathstroke promo.
Yeah, it was like, if the next time he brings the Titans together again, he's gonna wipe all of them out. And I'm like, yes, all of them cannot take him. It's only Batman. So for you have to think of it this way, right? For Nightwing to surpass and get out of that shadow means that he has to break away from someone like Deathstroke. Let's just call it what it is. That's the same level of character. So
no, this like I said, my buddy's been having a hard time with this season because it's literally everyone has their own little character arc. Starfire is, I'm sorry to say it, but homie sister, she's a hoe.
No. That is Starfire.
Well, in this show, she is like,
no.
You get this. You can have some too.
No. You don't understand. That is Starfire. It's not even the matter of like the only person that she's stayed longest with is Dick Grayson. Also, Dick Grayson is the one that holds the mantle as Playboy when compared to Batman.
Oh, don't worry. You'll get that too. You're going to see a scene where he done fucked Starfire. He fucked Donna Troy. He fucked Dawn. He went down. And they don't even know that they're sitting at a table and they each been banged by Dick.
This video will not be monetized anyway at this point.
This video is not kid friendly for the user part.
But yeah, so it's just funny with
and then you get the Judas contract.
Mm-hmm.
that has a play in this with Deathstroke and his daughter. That
What's
gets revealed.
what's his daughter again?
She's Scavenger. I know that
That's
much.
Scamger, yes.
That played out in this final episode that we just watched. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm digging this. You got a little more backstory of Jason Todd and his love for drama because he is a drama head.
Yeah, no, he is. He's like that. But yeah, it's cool. I can't wait to just kind of coast through a lot of that show.
You'll enjoy it as a binge because it really does play well as a binge.
Yeah. So
I've noticed these shows that I like, I just don't like waiting week to week for them. That's why I love Netflix.
to me, if I wear some of these, I get it. With DC Universe, because they don't have too many, it's not a big fan base. They probably have maybe about 1 million, maybe or so, subscribers. If so you got to do week to week. You got to do week to week to kind of like just keep people in there because it's the binge and they go away. Like so if I'm them,
we're gonna have to wait week to week to watch Falcon and Winter Soldier and all those shows.
yeah.
But at least those shows have merit because Feige has said it. Like Moon Knight, She-Hulk, what was the other one that they announced? Kamala Khan, Miss Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
They're being introduced here, but they're going to work their way into the movies. So it gives them purpose. It ain't going to be like they're just stuck on this platform and that's it.
Yeah, no, I mean, true. I think, but I mean, I like that idea. I still prefer standalone. I mean, like, sorry, series. I prefer Titans being what it is because it does. You see, now they can introduce a Bruce Wayne. They don't really have to show Batman, but at least you have that in that universe. Because if you want to do, again, DC has the ability to just say multiverse. We need to borrow characters from each multiverse to fight something. We can do it.
And there's a picture floating around of Ian Glenn in the bat suit. So I'm if they have that picture, he must suit up at least for one episode.
Yeah. So there you go. Maybe saves them from Deathstroke almost killing all of them.
I could see that because the last episode is titled Nightwing.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's just pretty much what it is. But anyway, guys, we've chatted for quite a bit. Thank you very much for jumping in. Tech Guy, Smart Pie, Eric. Appreciate all the comments, guys, and commentary. We'll be back next week, same time, 6-ish. And enjoy.
Peace.